Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dr. Dre's Squirrel Maxing channel. That's right, a Squirrel Maxing channel. What you're looking at here is me taking a video with a thermal imaging monocular, and I am training it on one of the squirrel boxes that I built recently, a few months ago, but fairly recently. And this is Squirrel Box 1. And what I'm trying to do here is test this monocular to see if it can sense the presence of squirrels in the nest box. And as you can see here, it's obviously capable of doing that with the nest box that I built. And the signature, the heat signature of the squirrel in the bottom of the nest box is pretty obvious. Through the floor of the nest box, you can see the pretty brilliant yellow, orange, red signature of the squirrel or some sort of warm-blooded creature giving off heat. And if I back off a little bit, theoretically, we should be able to see the heat signature of the camera at the top of the box. So what I did is I backed off a little bit and tried to get a better angle on the nest box. The nest box is nestled between two limbs branching off the main trunk of a cherry tree in my backyard. And it's not so obvious that the camera is giving off heat. But maybe what I can do is I can walk over to Squirrel Box 2, which isn't terribly far away, and train the monocular on Squirrel Box 2 and see what we get. And again, the squirrel at the bottom of Squirrel Box 2 is highly evident from the heat signature that the monocular is picking up. And if I try to get a different angle on Squirrel Box 2, maybe I'll be able to show you the heat signature from the camera. You can see above the bottom of the squirrel box, there's a somewhat obvious predator baffle, a tunnel into the squirrel box at sort of the top of the nest box. And there's an entrance into the nest box at the end of the predator baffle or predator tunnel. And you can see a little bit of red heat signature coming out of that entrance into the box. Now that could be because heat rises and it doesn't just emanate through the floor of the box, it rises and exits out the top of the box as well. But I think that's probably more due to the camera than the squirrel at the bottom of the box. The camera is going to run fairly hot. It's 48 volts, and it's going to be giving off a pretty significant heat signature. Anyway, I did not get this monocular. I did not pay for it just to spy on the squirrel boxes that I made in the middle of the night. The idea with this monocular is that I am going to use it to figure out whether or not the natural drays in my neighborhood, in my local area, around my property, if they have squirrels in them. And I think this exercise of training it on the nest boxes that I built that are occupied by squirrels presently, I think it's proven that it should work with natural drays. Now, maybe natural drays are a little bit better insulated than the nest boxes that I built, but I don't think it will be too difficult for this monocular to pick up the presence of squirrels inside natural drays. Now, I have a plan with this monocular beyond me holding it up to my eyeball from the ground. And in a later video, I'll get into what I plan to do with this monocular to hopefully maximize its potential. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. I'm sorry if it's a little bit rambling. I'm kind of doing it off the cuff. I don't have a script here that I'm reading. I'm just trying to lay out the rationale behind why I bought this monocular. And as a little bonus here, I will show you this monocular trained on a rabbit in my backyard, which seems to be out late at night. You really can't blame the little guy because we've had so much snow that he's probably had quite a tough time finding food for the past few weeks. And now that the snow is finally melted, he's out and about and enjoying whatever shoots, grass, clover he can actually find in my backyard. All right, well, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, like and comment. And like I said, in the future, I should be revealing a bit more about this monocular and how I plan to use it. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.